There have been dozens, if not hundreds, of Christmas decorations over the past half a century, from those glass Christmas bulbs to the candy canes, the tinsel, the inflatable Santa that someone gunned down in a drive-by, wireframe deers, and many memorable things from our childhood, some being more recent, with your elf on a shelf for the many variations for different religions and hobbies. But I think the best overall decoration, especially for the Christmas season, is blow molds. Now, blow molds started as decorations in the 40s with those, like, pink flamingo lawn things and all that, but they didn't really gain traction and popularity, it seems, until the late 50s, early 60s, when the Christmas decoration scene pretty much got a train of them, basically. Like, it was so many crazy ones. They're getting tons of blow molds from these companies like General Foam, Empire, Bel Air Plastics, and many others. Most of the ones that you will come across and that people really want, it seems, are the Empire and the General Foam blow molds. And they have like a little logo stamped on them, you can tell. There's a whole entire blow mold wiki about this. I am dead serious. Now, for a while it seemed like blow molds were more seen as old people decorations, and I think that's how a lot of people ended up perceiving them for a while, at least until the mid to late 2010s. I saw it more specifically in 2018 to 2019. That was more of the uprise, and we're kind of at, like, not the peak of it, but we're, like, still where the hype is there. And I actually started my collection around 2019 to 2020. I have so many. I'll put up one of my favorites right here on screen. I'm not showing you all of them because they're all bagged up and, like, put in storage, so I'm not pulling them all out just for a video. But I honestly have so many, and the Christmas ones are my favorite. But I do collect all the holiday ones I can find. Have a ton of Halloween, Easter, and actually some Thanksgiving ones. And I think we have spring ones. We have some Valentine's Day ones as well, actually. I didn't even think of that. And I love collecting the old ones as much as the new ones. They're both really cool, in my opinion. And thankfully, nowadays, the modern ones, they are made out of sturdy, tough plastic. Some of them have, like, battery packs built in, so they are heavy. Like, we have one, I was carrying it. It's at least, like, 15 pounds. Like, that bastard ain't going anywhere. And a lot of these newer ones, you can find them at places like Home Depot, Lowe's, Cracker Barrel, it seems. So, like, a lot of these more chain stores. I don't know if Walmart and Target carries them. I just know Home Depot and Cracker Barrel do. And they are a fair price most of the time, I would say, with most of them being between the $25 to $50 range. And honestly, for the new sturdy ones, I would gladly pay that. Like, the gnome ones at Cracker Barrel, we've had the Thanksgiving ones, we have the Christmas ones. They're about $39.99 a piece, but Cracker Barrel ones, they always go on discount. So, one of them we got for like $25. And it's about, I would say, about 2 foot tall. Like, it's a decent sized one. And I say these are fair prices, especially when you look at the ones pre-1990s. Oh god, you would have a heart attack looking at some of them. And for some people, just like the reselling thing or any other thing, they don't understand why some can go for hundreds, if not thousands at times. And in this case, compared to like the vintage fashion that I talked about in the resellers, this one I can fully see because of how rare it is. These have basically become antiques. And it sounds crazy saying that, but they are. Most of the ones you'll see are from the 60s and 70s. That's 50 to 60 years old. And mixing in the age factor, a lot of these, the manufacturer can actually be its own thing. Like, there could be, like, a difference in price between Empire to General Foam. Some of the newer ones, I forget some of the newer brands, but especially in the old ones, the different labeling can be very crucial for that stuff. But more importantly, over the manufacturer, the age, it is the condition of them. The condition does actually matter with the age, sorry about that, but it's like a lot of these from the 60s and 70s, they are really brittle plastic, and you gotta think, they've been outside in the weather most of the time around Christmas time, so it's like cold plastic breaks easy. That's how it is. I can't change that. So to find a lot of these in good to great shape can be hard. And another thing with that is the paint on them. That is one big thing. I would actually prefer when the paint is not touched up and it's kind of like has its own personal aging to it. I think it adds to it and really makes the blow mold a character more than just a decoration. Like, it adds character to it. I wouldn't say story to it, but character definitely. It gives it, like, its own special, like, patina, basically. Kind of how every single Beatles White Album, the cover is different. It always looks different. That's why no, like, cover is one and the same. They're like snowflakes, basically. But I'd rather have the fading and chip paint than someone go to a hardware store, pick up the same exact paint, and paint the spots. Because it is a different kind of paint, it will look splotchy, it will look awful, and the light will not shine through it the same way it does on the other paint. And it just makes it look bad. Keep in mind, if you are out looking for these, having no touch-ups is better than having touch-ups at times. To go along with the cracking, some people decide they want to weigh them down or secure them in the most asinine way by drilling into them or cutting into them to make a harness. I do have a few of these victims of holiday DIY in my collection. Thankfully, I have paid very little for these, like a Santa that I have that's standing on snow. I paid $15 for it. He has 2 holes in them, one in the front and one in the back of the base of it. Thankfully, it's not in the Santa itself, it's just in the snow. And I'm guessing they did it for lawn spikes, that's kind of what it looks for. I even have one of those old Santa heads that has a square cut out in the back to hang it, even though there was a spot originally on the back to hang it. And what I recommend for securing these down, if you want them to not blow away on your porch or wherever, figure out a way to get zip ties around, like, cables, or even sometimes I actually make a belt on them. I just make a long zip tie belt around their waist, and I'd rather have that and it'll look a tiny bit silly than them flying off and getting broken. Or say you have them in the yard, and they have a hole in the bottom. I would say a small lawn spike, because there's normally a hole in the bottom of the blow molds. Put like a lawn spike there just to be safe and just have it on there. I would put another one right behind it and then kind of fasten the cord to it just so that way it can't blow off like that. But I would say in this situation, zip ties are your blow mold's best friends if you don't want them to get severely damaged. So in this community, like the vinyl community, condition is key. Now, why are these the best Christmas decoration, you might ask? I think there is a couple things, but the nostalgia factor for one. These are shown in damn near every single classic Christmas movie, and especially in my favorite, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. But even aside from nostalgia, the fact that out of any decoration, these are the most whimsical and silly looking, but yet are also a huge focal point in your setup. And can also be serious at times too, you never know. It's kind of like pulling a straw or whatever the hell. Like, you can have the most serious looking nativity scene blow mold set. I have a small one and a big one actually in my collection. But it's like, Mary and Joseph look so serious and all that. They have their calm faces. The 3 wise men, they're looking calm. And then we'll get little baby J-Man looking as baked as the gingerbread cookies. That's how the game goes. You never know if it's going to be a good face or a scary face. And for the last reason, and this does tie in with the nostalgia factor, I think, they are timeless. These are ones where these decorations in 50 to 80 years will still be relatively the same, aside from the styles probably. You'll still probably have your Santas, your snowmen, your penguin, your reindeer, all that stuff. They'll still be classics, they'll still be collected. And who knows, maybe the ones that are released in 2024 may be collectibles in 2080. You never know how it's gonna be, but I think honestly, these out of any decoration have stood the test of time and are like some of the best Christmas decorations, if not the best of all time.